Sports. I'm Jason, and that's Sean, and we're back with our Super Bowl edition here on Mic Drop Sports of the show, and it is a good Sunday. How are you, Sean?
Doing good, bro. Man, it's a nice day over here. I'm looking forward to the big game. How's the weather over
No
there, bro?
doubt. It's pretty chilly. We were just outside throwing some football, my son and I, my oldest son and I, and we were, hanging out until we threw it down over the hillside and had to go down the cliff and grab the football. So, one of those things. But anyway, what's up, Justin? How was your spear fishing adventure last night, Sean?
It was awesome, man. Yeah, we went out and got in the water around 8:30, 9 o'clock p.m. Didn't get out till midnight and got some awesome, amazing fish. We filled up our coolers. Now we're going to be eating fresh fish for the game today. It was
Hell
perfect.
yeah.
Thanks
Hell
for
yeah.
asking.
Did you get did you get any footage for your channel?
I did not. I need to get one of those a mount to put it on my head so everybody can see what I'm seeing. I didn't want to deal with the camera like out there when I got a light in one hand, a spear in the other hand, and I would have to have it mounted on my body somewhere. So no, we just went out to make sure to get some food for the big game.
Hell yeah, good deal. What's up, JD? What's up, 24K?
What's up, guys?
We are back here, guys, again. This is one of our regular live shows, but it's the Super Bowl edition, so we welcome you all again. Welcome back, JD, Justin, 24K. We'll get this thing rolling here. We're going to just have a nice, loose, easy day here and let you guys really sound off and tell us what you really want to talk about and all that kind of fun stuff as we talk about football. There's some big news here with the Steelers that I had just seen that popped up about an hour ago. Hey, Jason. Hey, Sean. Since I can't root for the Steelers, I'm rooting for the 49ers. There you go. Go Niners. There you go.
Nice.
Sorry, guys. I just dropped my lollipop, so I got to have something. I had a basketball game today, a youth basketball game. My kids did awesome. I only let up one regular basket throughout the whole game. Their defense was impenetrable. They were nuts. They were crazy. So that was good shit. But let's dive in, guys, and talk a little bit about the big game first. So we have the Steelers, or not the, oh man, dude, I wish the Steelers were in it. And maybe this time next year we'll have our boys in it. But you have the 49ers and Chiefs in the big matchup, Super Bowl 58, for all the marbles, for the Lombardi. And we got some people rooting for some different teams since our boys aren't in it. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. But what do you guys expect from the big game? Anything crazy? Who's your MVP pick for tonight, Sean?
Ooh, that's a good question. It's depending on who wins, obviously. You know what? I'm going to just roll with old trusty Patrick Mahomes.
There you go. I picked Deebo Samuels in my bet. The odds were monstrous. So I placed like literally a few dollar bet, and I'll make hundreds if I win. So that'll be cool. What's up, Justin? I'm a Steelers fan, but I'm taking the 49ers. There's two people already for the 49ers in the group. I think the Chiefs are going to be able to get it done, guys. They're a team that knows how to win Lombardis, and that's just the way it is. And when the team has experience, shit, man. And it's recent experience. The Niners have experience winning Lombardis, but it's not recent experience. So we'll see how that goes. I think it'll be a good ass game, though. But again, guys, put anything in there. What you guys want to talk about, any comments or anything. But I'm going to bring up one right now that we need to get into discussion. The Steelers are rumored to be exploring possibly signing Ryan Tannehill. We knew this may come. Guy that's familiar with Arthur Smith. This popped up about 1 hour ago. And this is the guy that they're trying to bring in probably, or at least going to attempt to give Kenny Pickett that veteran challenge. So we're going to talk about that here. What's up, Flyboy? Yeah, Sean, let me know what you think about that. Just your initial gut, your first thoughts here when you hear the name Ryan Tannehill and possibly the Steelers maybe looking at him. What do you think, man?
I think chemistry, man. They got a little bit of chemistry. Arthur Smith and Ryan Tannehill. They had a little bit of success together in Tennessee. So I think there's some chemistry there, and they might that might be a good thing. But I've never been a big like I've never been sold on Tannehill. I don't think he's like the guy we need to bring into Pittsburgh, and that's just my humble opinion.
Yeah, and what does that mean? You think that means for a guy like a Mason Rudolph? Do you think the Steelers now abandon that plan? Or do you think that they're going to still try to pursue both of those guys? And would you rather have Mason, or would you rather have a guy like Tannehill, maybe on the cheap?
I'd rather have Mason, and I think that they might try to bring Tannehill in to mix up the competition in the quarterback room. But I would like to see Tannehill go somewhere else personally, because I like Mason, man. They should keep him right here in Pittsburgh if they can. I'm not saying Mason's the answer either. I'm just saying out of the three that we're talking about, I like Mason the best.
Yeah, I agree, man. And I think that it's kind of shade tree almost. It's like it continually goes on over and over, the disrespect kind of towards Mason. And now you see this pop up in the news. And I think that might be a little bit of another poke at a guy that's really been a good teammate, man, and a really good guy for the Steelers. He's been reliable here as of late, and he's just bided his time. A guy that is a true professional in my eyes. And I think that that's kind of shitty. 24K Lightning. Hey guys, I'm curious as your thoughts on this. Why is the Steelers organization willing to give Kenny 3 years to develop as quarterback when they never gave Mason that courtesy? And exactly what you're saying there, 24K. That is a mystery, and that is a puzzle that a lot of people, and a big question a lot of people have asked. I think there's a lot of factors involved in that. And I'm not sure if some of that Myles Garrett shit played into it. I'm not sure if that rubbed Tomlin the wrong way. I'm not sure if they just thought that he wasn't it. I'm not sure. What do you think, Sean, was the biggest thing that held the Steelers back in terms of bringing Mason Rudolph in as the guy and giving him that chance? Like 24K said there, they're giving Kenny now, this will be his third season, giving him chances. Do you think it's because Kenny was the first round pick and Mason was not? Mason was the third rounder? Or do you think that it has more to do with other deep rooted things?
Yeah, I think it's because Kenny Pickett was taken in the first round, and they don't want to see that as a bust. I also think that they didn't give Mason a fair chance either. And that Myles Garrett incident didn't help anything. They kind of felt like it was maybe a disaster that was unfolding, so they yanked him. And it's the draft pick, because if they don't start Kenny, then it looks like they failed in the draft picks, and that falls on the front office. Yeah.
Yeah, but my thing is, Sean, why can't you just admit you're wrong? Be a grown ass man. Like, dude, if I did something fucked up to you, I would admit, hey, Sean, I'm wrong, dude. Or, be a man, be a grown up, be an adult. You don't always have to be right all the time. That's just my thing. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's accountability.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, for sure, brother.
JD, if they were looking elsewhere, where does that leave Mason? And that's what we're talking about. Where does that leave Mason Rudolph, a guy that really, I felt like has done some good things and has been a solid guy? That's big. Flyboy, Kenny Pickett can't get through his progressions at times. No, I'm not sold on Mason, but look at Brady. Yeah, Brady was a late round pick. You have Purdy playing in a Super Bowl being the last pick tonight, a guy that developed after, nobody really thought that he could, so it is what it is. What do you think, Sean? Yes, they took Kenny in the first round. We get that. But do you think these later round picks is more the trend the NFL should start to follow, and not maybe invest such huge draft stock in these guys, and maybe look into the later rounds and try to develop these quarterbacks from later rounds? Do you think that that would be a better approach than trying to pull the trigger and doing guesswork on these guys in the first round?
Yeah, absolutely. You always got these guys that come in later in the drafts, and they come into the NFL and they shine. Then you got guys like that win the Heisman Trophy, like Marcus Mariota, for example. They come into the league and they stink. It's college is a whole different ball game, man. You might have it in the college level, but once you get up in the NFL, you might not have that it factor. And Mr. Irrelevant or somebody that came in later does. So yeah, I think explore around a lot. Don't worry about the big names in the collegiate level. You never know who's going to have that it factor. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. And right here, it's saying Mark Garofalo and Ian Rappaport both, they're reporting the Steelers are expected to make Ryan Tannehill one of their top targets, one of their top priorities this offseason after hiring Arthur Smith. And then JD brings up a good point. Great point, JD. I can see the Steelers using the new OC as an excuse next year for Kenny. And I think I would agree with JD there. What about you, Sean? So if Kenny fumbles and flounders here in 2024 regular season, and they don't re-sign Mason Rudolph, will it just be, hey, the excuse, it's a new OC, we're just trying to get our feet underneath us, we'll give Kenny another year, he's a first-round pick, he gets the fifth-year option, so they're going to have him for a while. Do you think that's going to be their big crutch next year, Sean?
Man, it's very possible for sure. I sure hope not, though, because Arthur Smith has shown that he's had success, in the NFL being a coordinator. I, for one, won't be fooled by that notion. I will know if Kenny goes out there and stinks it up with Arthur Smith, it's Kenny. It's not Arthur Smith. I'm not going to point my fingers anywhere else but right at Kenny.
Yeah, exactly. And Kenny has shown us over and over again. And I know there's a lot of supporters of Kenny Pickett that they think he can improve. And I'm not saying it isn't impossible or that it's impossible for him to improve, because I think there is a chance. Guys sometimes are late bloomers. I get that. But when you look at the intangibles of Kenny Pickett, it's hard to now say that he can. And it's hard to say that he's going to be able to suddenly be able to read defenses, suddenly be able to stay in the pocket, suddenly be able to make his hands bigger, throw the ball harder, all those things. I just don't get it. It just makes me crazy. But Arthur Smith being familiar with a guy like Ryan Tannehill, with the way the Steelers are built right now, do you think they could win with a guy like Ryan Tannehill, an older quarterback, experience? But do you think the Steelers are set up defensively and offensively to be able to win that kind of football?
Yeah, I think Tannehill would have some success in Pittsburgh, and it's kind of similar to the Tennessee game, a run-heavy offense and set up for the play action, and I think he would do good in Pittsburgh, but again, I don't know if I'm fully sold that he's our guy, but yeah, I think it would be okay. I think it'd be better than probably Kenny, and that's just my humble opinion. Once again, I'm just not a Kenny Pickett fan right now.
Me either. And Flyboy brings up, hey, open that play action, and I agree, and that's what you should do. Here's an interesting thing too that was said from these so-called insiders. I hate that word, but it is what it is. The Steelers have expressed that Mason Rudolph is their top option for the competition against Kenny Pickett, guys. But the insiders have also reported he's looking for a fresh start in free agency. These rumors just don't start out of thin air. Maybe Mason Rudolph isn't as geared up toward coming back as we all are as fans. And maybe as much as the Steelers would hope that he would come back, maybe they're not geared up. Do you think Mason is wise, Sean, for trying to grab that fresh start somewhere?
Yeah, absolutely. He's been loyal to the Pittsburgh team and franchise for years. And these guys keep just setting him on the back burner and never giving him a real solid chance. If I were him, I'd probably do the same thing. Go somewhere where people want you and they're going to give you a chance, because they're already looking at Tannehill. Like, that's a slap to Mason's face, man. It really is. And that's how I would see it.
Yeah. How about this comment from 24K Lightning? Great comment, 24. I wonder if Zach Robinson will try to sign Mason since they have a relationship. And now that Zach is the offensive coordinator for Atlanta, he might try to get Mason signed for the Falcons. I think that could actually be something that could happen pretty easily. And I think you're on to something that for their 24K. Mason hired Zach Robinson as a personal quarterbacks coach. I think they have some roots together from Oklahoma State, and there is a relationship there. And I think Zach Robinson knows exactly what they have in Mason Rudolph and would probably want to bring in a guy like that. Do you think that could happen, Sean? Zach Robinson, a guy with the relationship with Mason. Do you think that Atlanta may be a good fit for one Mason Rudolph?
Absolutely, yeah. I think Mason will do good wherever he goes. He showed that he's made a lot of improvements on his game. He's confident in himself, and that can take you anywhere. As long as you have that confidence in yourself, man, you're going to do good, and he has it. So, yeah, and Atlanta, and he's already got some chemistry with who was it? Zach is coordinator from
Zach Robinson. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He was, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely, bro. If I was Mason, I'd go for it. Like I said, Pittsburgh done him wrong.
Yeah, and I can't blame him either, guys. And I know the fan base wants him back as much as we do. And I think it's a positive thing if they could retain him, but I'm not sure that Mason is as 100% in as we all hope. And as a starter in Tennessee, here's some Tannehill numbers, guys. 39-24 record, throwing for 93 touchdowns and 40 interceptions as a Tennessee Titan, guys. Does that wow you, Sean? Do those numbers wow you? Would it be something that you would be pumped up to have sitting behind Kenny Pickett with those numbers? Or does that 40 interception mark kind of scare you? 93 TDs seems okay. The record almost around 500. Is that good enough? Is that good enough if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers? Or should the Steelers really start trying to reach for the stars here a little bit with aging superstars and try to get this damn thing done?
I wish they would reach for the stars for the quarterback position. And no, it doesn't wow me at all. I mean, I like the 90 touchdowns, but that's kind of a high interception number there. And given he is in Tennessee in a different division, maybe he would play better in Pittsburgh if they can fix that offensive line with that run heavy offense. But man, I don't know what to think about this Tannehill thing, bro.
I know.
This is
bothering me. Yeah, and I read it like an hour ago, and I'm like, shit, I didn't even want to say anything. I wanted to bring that up to you. Guys, we're talking about Ryan Tannehill possibly becoming a Pittsburgh Steeler, and there's rumors out there that Ryan Tannehill is one of the top targets by the Pittsburgh Steelers this offseason. And the rumors are from NFL insiders, Garofalo and Ian Rappaport. So these are coming from some reliable sources. So this could really be a thing. Mason Rudolph rumored to possibly not be as interested as we all think. So we're discussing that. So put those comments in there and let us know what you want to hear about or talk about with that situation. Also, this is Mike Drop Sports. I'm Jason. This is Sean. And thank you for joining us for a Super Bowl edition of our live show. So like it, go up to that top right corner, hit the little 3 buttons, hit the like button, please. That would help us out a great deal. Don't forget to share it and all that fun stuff. And most importantly, put your comments in. So as we move on here, Flyboy, our defense is brutal. If we can keep them off the field and healthy, I love Mason, yeah, and I got to say I do too with Mason. That's a big thing. JD, if Mason gets a good deal, he'll be gone, no hard feelings. He gave Steelers his loyalty and time, but they pushed him to the back burner, so hope he gets his, no doubt. Yeah, I agree, dude. I think that's big. That Mason did show his loyalty. Mason showed his professionalism. And when you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, you constantly shit on somebody. They're not going to be as loyal back after a while. You can only kick somebody when they're down so many times. All right, Golden Silver's here. Hey, what's up, man? 24K Lightning. I'd much rather have Tannehill over Justin Fields. I got to agree there. What about that, Sean? The Steelers go and burn a shit ton of draft capital, get Justin Fields, which I still think would ever happen, but just per se, if they do, would you like to see him go burn a shit ton of draft capital as opposed to signing one of these veterans? Do you think they should go out and take a big chance on one of these younger guys?
I would also take Tannehill over Justin Fields. I agree with that 100%. But I would like to see him go out and try to get some young talent to bring them in. We need it. We need somebody young in there. I know Kenny Pickett's young, but I'm not sold on him. I like you say, he doesn't have the arm strength. He doesn't have that zip that comes off of his hand and when he tries to throw it across the middle. They need somebody different, man. That's what I think. And I also think that Mason's going to go somewhere else too. I know I would be if I got put on the back burner again. That would be it for me. See you later. He showed that he can. He showed he's poised in the pocket. Here, he went out and marketed himself to where if he did get in his position with Pittsburgh, he can probably, he can play his cards somewhere else. Good job, Mason.
Exactly. 1% Productions. Welcome here, man. His comment is, we don't have a great O-line. I feel like Tannehill isn't mobile enough to get out of the pocket. I agree. He's an older guy. Doesn't Arthur Smith offense require a great deal of mobility, though? That's the question. It requires a great deal of balls. You got to have balls to run the play action pass. Turning your back to the defense, I think is you got to have that skill set, like a Kirk Cousins, somebody like that. Ryan Tannehill's proven to be able to do it. Do you think being non-mobile would really hurt somebody if they were a quarterback now for an Arthur Smith offense, Sean? Or do you think mobility is just something that it's not that much or big of a deal? It's not a deal breaker.
I don't think it's a deal breaker for Pittsburgh, man, because they rely on a pocket passing quarterback who's poised to be in the pocket. and that run heavy offense. So when you're running the ball, 60, 70, 80% of the time, the defense isn't really going to be pressuring your quarterback all that much. They're going to be set to stop the run. Then you hit them with that play action. And you don't need to be running outside the pocket like that. And if you do, the everything's collapsing, just throw the ball away. Don't be a hero, especially when you're an older guy like Tannehill. Just throw the ball away.
Yeah. And I think that is a big skill that a lot of young quarterbacks don't have. The ability to be able to know when to try and when not to try, when to throw that ball away, when to make those types of decisions. And I think that is hurtful for a lot of these young quarterbacks, man. It's a problem, guys. Sorry. I was chewing on some a blow pop. But anyway, again, guys, like the video, all that fun stuff. We're here with our Super Bowl edition, talking Steelers, talking NFL, talking Super Bowl. Anything you guys want to talk about, put it in the comments. Let us know what you want to talk about, and we'll keep talking about it. As we move on, we'll get off the quarterback thing a little bit here. We'll come back to it if people want to talk about it. But TJ Watt, he won the Deacon Jones Award. He won the AFC Defensive Player of the Year. He didn't win the NFL Defensive Player of the Year. However, Micah Parsons gets on a podcast at the Super Bowl on Radio Row and talks some major shit about the great one, TJ Watt. What's your feelings on that, Sean? Hearing Micah's his comments that you find them to be a little bit off base. He said TJ isn't even in the top 5 pass rushers in this league.
It comes across as salty to me, man. I feel like he's a little bit salty and a little bit jealous of TJ Watt, I think. For him to put TJ Watt in a category where he's not even top 5, but he wants to place himself on that list as number 1 or number 2, he's pretty conceited, if you ask me. And you got to stay humble, man. You don't want to put yourself on any list. How long? I mean, has anybody ever heard Michael Jordan say, "I'm the best"?
No.
You don't have to say it when you really are the best. Everybody will say it for you. So, Michael Parsons, just zip it, brother.
Amen, man. And I agree with you. That's exactly it. Be a little bit humble. I can see being confident, but Micah Parsons and his comments about TJ Watt saying, no one double teams TJ, blah, 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 all this shit. Come on, bro. Like, do you even watch football other than what you're doing? Like, I mean, honestly, no one double teams TJ. I've seen some double teams. I've seen a lot of attention applied to TJ Watt. His numbers are that of a Hall of Fame type career. The guy is a monster, dude.
The guy
bashing TJ Watt. Come on.
He's held 90% of the game, but he's only flat. They only throw a flag on him maybe once a game for him. And
if that, yeah. Crazy, boys and girls. Crazy shit. Anything else, guys, you want to talk about? Put it in the comments. We are here live on Mike Drunk Sports. Also, guys, hit that like button, please. Go up to the top corner and hit that like button. Send it out into the YouTube algorithm. All right, 24K Lightning. Parsons keeps saying to look at the stats, but apparently he hasn't looked at the stats because TJ leads in almost every stat out there. Abso-freaking-lutely, dude. No doubt about it, man. That's just it. The proof's in the pudding. Come on, dude. Oh, dude. It makes me crazy. Also, Minka Fitzpatrick was presented with the Bart Starr Award. There you go. That's something different, too. There's some more awards. What about Joey Porter Jr., guys? Do you think he should have won the defensive rookie of the year? Do you think that was a snub? Do you think he played well enough? What do you think, Sean? Do you think he played well enough to get something done like that?
I think so. I don't necessarily think he was snubbed, but I think he played good enough to be in that conversation. I mean, the guy was a rookie and he only gave up 1 touchdown like this whole season. And I just saw that stat this morning too. I actually didn't know it was that good. He has a lot of penalties on him. That's his big downfall is penalties. But other than that, the guy, he is lights out, man. Love it.
But the amount of penalties we'll take into consideration. We'll give him that he's a young guy and, shit like that happens. We'll give him that for sure. No doubt about it. I agree, dude. I think that he had a damn solid year. That's one thing that I wanted to ask everybody in the chat, wanted to ask you, Sean. So the Steelers, they need a center. They need another tackle. They need an inside linebacker. They need another wide receiver. What if one of these big time cornerbacks is there early in, say, pick 20 or pick 51? Would you be opposed to the Steelers picking another cornerback to play alongside Joey Porter Jr.? Or would you rather try to chance with a free agent, somebody on the roster already like that Rush guy or Corey Trice? Do you think that those guys are okay, or would you reach and grab one of them cornerbacks, even though you've known the Steelers not to be able to draft corners really, really well in the recent past?
Man, I'd like to see him reach and grab another one to kind of help out with the JPJ back there. I was wanting to see Corey Trice, but the guy seems like he's just not going to be available, or we just don't know what's going on with him. So, yeah, they should look for another new talent at the cornerback position. That'd be really nice to see.
No doubt, man. I would like to see another bookend type corner. I want to see an inside linebacker, but you can't pick that too early. I don't think this draft possesses the large amount of those types of guys that you would hope for if you're going to take one of them super early, considering where the Steelers are picking and their needs that they currently have. Yeah, I really like. If it were me, I'd still try to go for the offensive line. I would try to get that center. I think Zach Frazier has to be their man, honestly, because I don't think they're going to be able to get Powers Jackson. I think he might go a little early, man. I'd love to see him get him. I want him to get him because I think he's a beast. But I think he's improved his draft stock enough that he could be gone early. What do you think about that, Sean? Do you think he'll be around in pick 20, or do you think he'll be around later than that?
I think we'll be lucky to get him by pick 20, and the Steelers may not even go for him at the first round at pick 20. But, yeah, the guy's a beast. He's proven himself. Other teams should probably want – I don't know who's out there right now, like, searching for centers other than Pittsburgh. But
everybody
needs that center. Yeah, we'll be lucky to get him, bro. I honestly, I'm not going to hold my breath. But if they get him, all I know is Najee Harris. He's gonna be hurting defenses, man. Because we're gonna have two awesome guys, and if they need to bring in a tackle, obviously, also. But yeah, with Broderick Jones, Darnell Washington, and then JPJ on the line, whoo, bro.
That's something. You said that name. JD says we have 7 or 8 picks, so we have options. You're absolutely right, JD. We have 7, I believe, picks. So actually, no, I think you might be right on 8 because they have 2 4th-rounders. So yeah, they may have 8. I don't have those notes in front of me currently, but that you brought up that name, Sean, Darnell Washington, and I like that name. Do you think Darnell is going to be able to thrive in the Arthur Smith offense, or last year not getting utilized enough? Do you think that Darnell isn't the guy that we all thought he was going to be?
I think Darnell's going to thrive, man, with that run-heavy offense. He can go out there and keep pancaking defenders like he was doing last year. The guy's he's an animal, and he's great at blocking, and that's exactly what we need for the game plan in Pittsburgh. And I think he's a perfect fit. I love Darnell Washington.
I agree. I do too. 24K Lightning asks, hey guys, do you think Spencer Rattler would be a good fit for Pittsburgh? Where do you think he will go, or do you think he will go in the draft? I've not done a ton of research on Spencer. I've watched a lot of stuff, but I haven't been as deep into him as I probably should have just yet, but I'm getting there. In my opinion, I think Spencer Rattler will be drafted. I think he's a 3rd, maybe 4th-round type guy. But would he fit in Pittsburgh? Absolutely, I think he would. And if the Steelers spent one of those 4th-round picks on a guy like Spencer Rattler, I wouldn't be disappointed. I think that would provide a quality competition for Kenny Pickett. In my eyes, the only thing that hinders somebody that's a rookie coming into Pittsburgh is Tomlin and his stubbornness on playing rookies and that whole bullshit that he got going on with that. But Sean, I'm not sure if you know too much about Spencer Rattler or not. I don't know if you've dove into him. What do you think? Do you think that the Steelers would be a good place for Spencer Rattler? And do you think that would be a good enough situation to provide enough competition to a young, well, not a young, but Kenny Pickett?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm sure he would do okay in Pittsburgh. I think any quarterback can do okay in Pittsburgh because it's a great it's a greatly ran offense. It's a system, but I don't think he would be the answer. Honestly, I really don't. We need. But then again, what do I know? But to answer your question, I think he would do okay in Pittsburgh. Yes, I do.
Yeah, I think so. I think he'd have an excellent chance for sure. All right, guys. Hey, this is Mike Drop Sports. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, and give us your comments. Most importantly, we want to hear from you guys, the Steeler Nation, man. And we want to know what you guys have to say here on Super Bowl Sunday. What your thoughts are about the big game. Your thoughts on the Steelers. Maybe being interested in Tannehill. Maybe getting a corner. Where are their biggest needs? There's a ton of shit going on. Also, the disrespect to Mason Rudolph. So there's tons of things going on with the Steelers. And again, it's Super Bowl Sunday. So, hey, we are here. We're doing our live show. And I wanted to just real quick say thank you guys so much. The live shows have been doing so good lately. And I wanted to thank Sean. Thank you guys. And it's been fun, man. It really has been fun for sure. Anything new you want to talk about, Sean, with the Steelers? I forgot to ask you. Is there anything that you want to talk about with the Steelers?
No, I mean, I think that with the Arthur Smith thing going on and our quarterback, our quarterback room controversy going on, that's like kind of where I've been at. And then obviously the draft picks. We've already, we've been discussing that. And that's exactly what I wanted to talk about. And, man, this is going to be one of the off seasons that I've been most excited for in many years. And I was excited last year, too, to see what they would bring in to help out Kenny Pickett. And they brought in some great talent. And now here I am sitting here once again, excited who they're going to bring in. Is it what's that guy's name? Is it Omar Khan?
Yeah.
I want to see what he does again, man. That he did great last year. And maybe he does it again. Maybe he brings in a couple more guys and we get those final pieces to where the offense is going to start putting up 30 points a game and our defense is going to shut people down. And next year we might be in this big game today, the Super Bowl. That's my hopes.
Yeah, me too, man. Here's a fun statistic for you guys. The Steelers would pick 241 in the same draft as Brock Purdy was taken as the last pick. The Pittsburgh Steelers selected Chris Oladokin. Come on, dude. Damn. And you just don't know. That's the thing. There's guys out there like a Tom Brady, like a Brock Purdy. There's guys out there that have been picked super late and done well. And that's where I was getting at earlier. Is that a better approach? Should you be taking more of the athletic guys out there, more of the skill guys that or more of a sure thing than the quarterback? Because the quarterbacks aren't a sure thing, and they require large amounts of resources to obtain them. And that is an issue, in my opinion. Maybe if you're building a roster, and maybe Omar Khan recognizes this, hopefully, we'll see. I don't know. But not spending the resources on some of these guys and trying to find a diamond in the rough, That's the thing. No doubt. We passed on Brady, but who knew? Yeah, exactly. We've passed on several guys over the years. We passed on Dan Marino. We passed on Tom Brady. We passed on Brock Purdy. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there that we've passed on. So, hey, it is what it is. That's the thing, man. No doubt about it. Here's something crazy, or not crazy, but something that I'm going to enjoy seeing next year is Cam Heyward wearing that patch all year, because I forgot about that. Cam Heyward gets to wear the Walter Payton Man of the Year patch all season. He'll have that on his jersey. The only guy out there, on the team with that award, the likes of Jerome Bettis, I think, have won it, other players, but in the past. That's pretty damn cool for him to have that. What's your thoughts on Cam Heyward, Sean? Do you think he returns next year with that crazy cap hit? And it's going to be a big one. It's going to be north of 20 mil or around 20 milli. Do you think that the Steelers renegotiate with him? Do you think they bring him back? The Walter Payton Man of the Year guy? Do you think that the Steelers make an effort? Or do you think that they try to eliminate him and get rid of that cap hit?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say they bring him back, man. They want that guy on the defense because he's a leader, he's a captain, and he brings something out there onto the field that that comforts the rest of the guys that's on the defense. And we need that. And I think they're going to go out and they're going to try to bring him back in again. And you know what? Cam's the type of guy that he strikes me that he might take a pay cut just to come back to help the team because he's a team player. And that's why he won an award like he did. He likes to give and contribute. So, it's a good possibility that he comes back. That's what I think.
Yeah, no doubt. It's just crazy to me, though, that his cap hit's so high. It's like, how much is he going to have to work himself down? Is he going to have to, are the Steelers going to give him a large bonus, put a lot of that into a bonus, try to eliminate some of that cap number? But shit catches up with you eventually. The money all stays on the books somewhere, man. And I know the cap is kind of an illusion at times. I think the cap is kind of a weird thing. I think there's a lot of ways around it, but man, he is going to be a big cap hit, and his production last year wasn't where it should be. Do you think at his age, Sean, he's going to be able to even recover from that injury? Do you think he'll be the same Cam Heyward next year?
Yeah, I do. If he puts in the work and he goes out there and grinds every single day, he can come out and be stronger than what he was last year, I think. I mean, he's not in his 40s yet. The guy can still play. And Tom Brady, he's proven to me that is if you work hard enough and you got a good diet and you're out there and you're really focused on your craft, you can play in a career for some years. So yeah, Cam Heyward just needs to put in the work.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I agree. We'll see how it all pans out. Here's a fun thing that I read too, guys. There's a guy on Pawn Stars host of one of the Pawn Stars hosts said that Ben Roethlisberger helped design one of the ugliest Super Bowl rings of all time. Do you guys think that the Super Bowl, I believe it was 43? Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, the Super Bowl 40 ring. Do you think that that's one of the ugliest Super Bowl rings of all time? What's your favorite Super Bowl ring of the Pittsburgh Steelers or throughout the league? Do you think that that's an ugly ring, Sean? The Super Bowl 40 ring? I don't know if you remember it or not.
I remember, and I think it's beautiful. It shouldn't be the best looking ring because that was a tough season, and they came into that postseason as the 6th seed, and they went all the way through. So that was kind of an ugly season, but it turned out to be beautiful in the end. And I think the ring is perfect for that. So you know what?
Yeah.
Awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I agree. I like that ring, man. I really do. I thought it was a sweet ring. But a lot of people hate it for some reason. In the recent appearance on NBC Sports, Rick Harrison said he gave his opinion, and he collects these rings, and he said that was the ugliest Super Bowl ring that I've ever seen in my life. So yeah, that was crazy, man. Also, let's talk about some. What's that?
I was saying, but it's a ring, and they got it.
Yeah, no doubt, dude. And it's full of diamonds. It's big. It's fat. It's cool as shit. I love it. All right, guys. This is Mike Drop Sports. I'm Jason. That's Sean. Hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe. Let's get this thing floating out into the YouTube algorithm. I'm going to try to stay with you for a little bit. Sean's still here. Whenever he wants to peace out, he is welcome to also. Just to let you know that, we might be in and out a little bit as we move through. So we are at about 40 minutes now. So we're just kicking things off with Super Bowl 58. And I wanted to bring up one thing here before we move forward. And I want to talk about some of the greatest Steelers that have never, ever won a Super Bowl. Let's talk about that. Some of the top 5 guys that have never been able to get a Lombardi within the Steelers. And my number one guy right now that I think deserved a Super Bowl more than anybody was center Dermontti Dawson. From 1988 to 2000, Dawson went to 1 Super Bowl against the Dallas Cowboys, and that was a loss in 1995. And he never got to have the confetti fall on him, man, and he never got to get to the mountaintop. That's my number one guy. Dawson started 181 games for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was the Iron Man, dude. He was a monster, and Dermontti Dawson was an all-time great Steeler. Who do you think is one of the toughest pills to swallow, Sean? One of the better Steelers to never win a Super Bowl. Who's on your list?
Marquise Pouncey.
Yeah, I agree. That's another center from 2010 to 2020, a 10-year NFL career, Hall of Famer potentially. Um, he was hurt for the Super Bowl against the Green Bay Packers and didn't get to play, and they lost that game, So,
Yeah,
um,
I loved him.
anybody else? Anybody else you have on that list, Sean?
Yeah, right now, currently TJ Watt.
Yes. Yeah. What about Cam Heyward? Never has won a Super Bowl as a
Yeah,
Pittsburgh Steeler. I
yeah,
don't
that's
even know if
right.
Cam has ever played in one, dude.
Right.
He's only made it to the AFC Championship game in 2016, a year he was hurt and did not play, and that's when the Pittsburgh Steelers lost to New England again in an AFC Championship game. JD says Cam. Yeah, no doubt, man. I say the same thing. Cam, TJ. Here's a good one that I'm reading right now, a Steeler that never got to win a Super Bowl, a guy that played with the Pittsburgh Steelers from 1982 to 2004. Kicker Gary Anderson, man. That's a
Wow.
big one, man. From 82 to 94, he never won a Super Bowl with any team. But he played in the league till 2004. So he's never won a Super Bowl with any team, and he played in the league for a long, long time. What do you think about old Gary Anderson, Sean?
That's crazy. I didn't realize he was actually in the league that long and never had a chance at
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy to me, bro. And he was
Mm-hmm.
clutch, man. There's a reason why they kept around for so long. The guy can make some field goals.
And he's made 3 all-decade teams. Gary Anderson, JD, he was a good kicker. Yeah, he was. He's played on he's been selected for 3 all-decade teams. That means he played in the NFL for 30 plus years, guys. A
Wow.
guy that came in 1982. Yeah, that's crazy. That's way crazy. And he came in right when the Steelers were transitioning from that 70s dynasty. He kicked, you remember that big 50-yarder against Houston that he kicked? That was a beast. That's way back, man. That's turning back the hands of time for sure. But man, dude, wow, that is crazy. Honorable mentions here on this list that I have here in front of me. Greg Lloyd. Does anybody remember Greg Lloyd? Sean, do you remember Greg Lloyd?
He had huge guns. That guy was a stud. Yeah, Greg Wood was amazing. Wow. Good
Yeah,
for
Greg Lloyd. Never won a Super Bowl, bro. Nope. Here's
Wow.
some more. Running back Le'Veon Bell, DB Carnell Lake, and the late, great Tunch Ilkin, offensive tackle for the Pittsburgh Steelers. What do you think about some of those guys right there? Carnell Lake, Tunch Ilkin, Le'Veon Bell, Greg Lloyd. Any of those strike you as somebody, man, they should have been close, if not get one?
Those are like legendary names to me. And yeah, they didn't even cross my mind when you originally asked me that question. Darnell Lake was incredible, dude. I loved watching him play, man. And dude, those are great picks, man. Nostalgia right now. I haven't heard these
Yeah,
names
dude.
in years.
Well, you had even Le'Veon Bell, a guy with the killer bees, a
Yeah,
guy that had a team around him, a
yeah.
guy that really had a chance. What do you think killed those teams the most, Sean? Was it selfish nature with contracts? Do you think it was guys just derailing themselves? Do you think it had something to do with Tomlin? But that, other than early in Tomlin's career, when he was playing with cowards players, that may strike people as bad, me saying that, but he was playing with cowards players. They won a little bit in the beginning of Tomlin's career, Super Bowl wise, making it there. But that was Tomlin's best chance to make a Super Bowl. The Killer Bees, Big Ben, Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, the guys, the crew. What killed that team the most?
Le'Veon Bell holding out and not playing that year, and then bringing a bunch of drama into the locker room, and then it just snowballed from there. And then you had Antonio Brown the following year in the locker on his phone, on a live Instagram or Facebook, whatever it was, while Mike Tomlin's trying to make a speech to the team. That was the beginning of the end to me that year when Le'Veon Bell sat out and he wanted to save his body so he can go get a nice contract, and he ended up ruining his whole career. Cost the franchise another championship, in my opinion. and showed other team players in the locker room that it's okay to be a drama queen when it's totally not. And yeah, that's how I feel about that.
And guys, I gotta say this: Antonio Brown on that team, Le'Veon Bell. I think if Antonio Brown would have never went off the deep end here, and he would have stayed with the Steelers and he'd have continued to push through, I think Antonio Brown would have been the greatest receiver of all time. He was second to none athletically. Sean, what do you think about Antonio Brown? Do you think if he were to stay a Steeler, do you think that he would have really made this team much better? Now with this young group, do you think he would still be even playing? Do you think that he kind of self-imploded, and do you think he would have had a chance to be the greatest of all time?
Yeah, I think he was well on his way to being one of the greatest of all time in the NFL. It's really unfortunate that he got caught up in that ego thing. And like you were just mentioning, Le'Veon Bell. I think Le'Veon Bell fed into that. And he had the talent, he had the drive, he was working harder than anybody. He was one of the first to show up to work out, and he one of the last to leave. And he had it, the it factor, and he ruined it, brother. And yeah, had the team, the pieces to be world champions, and it all went down the drain. So it's really
no doubt.
And hopefully other players learn something from that in the NFL and in the league, and maybe that doesn't happen again in the future. Hopefully not.
Yeah, hopefully. JD brings up that loss to Dallas in 95 screwed a bunch of guys from winning a ring. Yeah, that team in 95 was getting close to winning a Super Bowl. They were starting to be in AFC championship games. They had a tough one against the Colts to get there on a last-second Hail Mary. Aaron Bailey drops the football in the end zone at Three Rivers Stadium. There was some big things there. And the Steelers were at the end of the rope on that team, and it was starting to turn over after that. So, yeah, that was a very tough loss, JD. 24K Lightning. Hey, Jason and Sean, speaking of Bell, do you think there's any chance he comes back to play for the Steelers, or the Steelers even want him back? What's your thought, Sean?
I wouldn't bring him back if I was Mike Tomlin. Tomlin already saw what that guy has already done in the past. I'd like to remind everybody that he tried to be a rapper, and he tried to do the social media thing instead of just focusing on his career and run the ball. Yeah, he got very selfish, and he wasn't thinking about the team. He cost us a championship, and I don't think they should bring that back into the locker room. No, don't do it.
Yeah, I don't think so either, man. I just think he's been too far removed. He hasn't played football in several seasons. He tried boxing. That's wear and tear on your body. I'm not sure that I think Le'Veon Bell would be the right fit. He would have really had to change. And maybe if they bring him in and speak with him, they give him a chance on the 90-man to prove what he can do. I'm just not sure. I don't think that would be something that I would be truly interested in my eyes. Here's another fun article, Sean. Troy Polamalu openly admits this week on Radio Row, I believe it was yesterday or today, that interception where, if you remember in Indianapolis, where the Steelers, when they were making their run in 05 to go to the Super Bowl, which they did, but that Jerome Bettis fumble should have never happened because the Steelers intercepted the ball with Troy Polamalu, and it was called a non-interception on the field. Troy Polamalu admits that he picked that ball. And coming from a guy with the character of Troy Polamalu, he ain't just gonna say that if it isn't true. That guy's a stand-up man of God, and he is not gonna be lying or bullshitting anybody. What was your initial thoughts when you were watching that play? Since we're here on Super Bowl Sunday, the Steelers won the Super Bowl that year. That was a big play. Jerome Bettis fumbles, Ben Roethlisberger's shoestring tackle, Vanderjet wide right. What do you think, Sean? What did you think initially that interception by the great Troy Polamalu was an actual pick, or do you think that it hit the ground?
That was a pick, bro. That was 100% a pick. And even if you watch the replay, you can see it. He made a great play, and it was one of the greatest plays ever, if you ask me. And it was taken from him. And that's not the only time they took that from him. Remember when he picked the ball against Baltimore and he ran it in for a touchdown? They said it was not a touchdown. these guys robbed him often, and he was, gosh, one of the most clutch players I've ever seen. I love that guy.
Yeah. Well, he admitted right here they were. He was with Brian McFadden on Radio Row talking about all his interceptions, who he hasn't picked, who he picked off quarterback wise. And Peyton Manning, he said, Brian McFadden asked him, how many picks do you have against him? He said 1, but it should have been 2. JD even says he rolled over like 10 times. Absolutely. But Polamalu basically said on there, he was robbed by the NFL officiating. So, hey, that's big, man. That's crazy, you know. This brings me to this, Sean. When we talk about that interception, when you have dominant guys, dominant defenders specifically, because the league loves scoring. We get that. They want scoring. They want hot plays like that. But when it comes to dominant defenders, do you think officials kind of lean on them a little bit and don't give them the calls, change calls perhaps to not benefit them in ways because they're so dominant, i.e., TJ Watt, Troy Polamalu, James Harrison? Do you think that that's a real thing? Because I sure do.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to try to do their thing to push or pull the game in any direction they want it to go. And it's all about the money. It's all about the views. And if you got a guy that's winning an award every single year, people are going to get upset. They're not going to want to participate. They don't care. They're going to tune out. So the NFL probably finds it within themselves to pull their little strings and put certain people in the conversation. I feel like there's an agenda that they push because all year long we heard about how Myles Garrett is going to win the Defensive Player of the Year. And sure enough, he won it, even though he lost in every statistic category there is to TJ Watt. So, yeah, I feel like there's an agenda.
I do too. And I feel like when they're looking at these amazing defenders, guys that can change the game so quickly, guys that are so dominant, I really do think they screw them and don't give them calls at times just to keep the offensive flow of the game, to make the games exciting. And I think the NFL is getting sloppy with it, and they need to tighten it up because it's starting to look like it's a little scripted at times. It really does.
Yeah.
JD, I can't feel good about a win if I had to cheat the win. Absolutely. No doubt, guys. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it brings up controversial calls. You had Tom Brady with the tuck rule in the snowplow game. There's so many instances of defenses getting robbed in this league for the sake of offense, for the sake of outcomes of games. And it's kind of crazy to me. I just can't. I don't know, dude. I'm starting to get more lean toward that scripted bullshit. And I hate to say that. I really, really do. But yeah. What's your thoughts? Do you think that is starting to be noticeable, or am I just going crazy, Sean?
Man, I think that there's politics in the league for sure. I don't know how scripted the league might be, but I feel like that the officiators, the officials, they have their strings that they can pull to try to help swing a game in a certain direction. But as far as fixing and like a fixed league, that's impossible in my view. You can't. Some of the plays that happen are it's just straight magic. Like, wow, you can't script that shit, man. Like some of these one-handed grabs that go down in the back of the end zone while being held by a defender that I've seen, like you can't script that, dude. Like that's all skills. That's you can't like. So I don't believe the NFL scripted. I think that it's persuaded. So
yeah, I like how you're going with that. I think you're right. I think it's more, pushed in certain directions occasionally to swing the games in certain directions. And I think you're absolutely right on that. All right, guys. This is Mike Drop Sports. I'm Jason. That's Sean. We've been going for almost an hour. Make sure you put your comments in. Hit the like button up in the top right corner. Hit those little 3 white dots, and that'll bring down a box to hit the like button. I truly appreciate it. And I thank you all for coming through for sure as we move through the show here. Hey, what's up, Isabella? JD, Tuck rule BS. That was a fumble. Raiders got screwed, and the NFL won. Absolutely. No doubt, man, for sure. All right, guys, put in the comments anything you guys want to talk about. I don't care what it is. Put it in there. But let's talk about something we talked about at the beginning of the show, and I keep seeing it. And I'm wondering how much truth this is starting to go now, or starting to have. I'm seeing it all over the internet now. It's just building steam. And that is quarterback Mason Rudolph interested in a fresh start as he hits free agency next month. I think this is really something here, Sean. I really do. Now that I'm seeing it more and more and more, I don't know. We talked about it earlier, but do you think the more we see it, the more truth is being, held to it? I don't know. Do you think that that's the case?
It's very possible. And like I was saying earlier, he was put on the back burner again. He's done wrong, and he advertised he showcased what he can bring to the table, and he's going to get offers from other teams. And I expect to see Mason Rudolph gone here soon. He's going to go to another team. And
what's the price, Sean? What do you think his price is?
I'm going to say 15 million. That's my number. 15, 20 million. And I think that's a fair price. I really do.
Do you think that's over a 2-year period, a 1-year period? Or do you think that that's even a longer period, that 20 million buck figure? What do you think?
3 to 4 years, maybe even 5. Give him 20 million, something like that. I think that's what he's looking at. And if I were him,
that'd be about 4 or 5 a year. That'd be like 4 or 5 million a year is what you're thinking.
Yeah, that's what I think, bro. Absolutely.
Yeah, I would say no more than 6. I don't think he would demand more than that. Just my thoughts, my initial reaction. I could see a team being desperate if he holds out for a while, maybe, and there's an injury somewhere, or there's something unforeseen happening in negotiations with the team's quarterback or something, and maybe he pulls down $10 million a year or something like that, but that'd be about it. JD says 5 equals 10 a year if he gets that. Yeah, I would say 5 to 10. I'd say that'd be possible for sure. 24K Lightning. I don't blame Mason. He's getting tired of getting slapped in the face and thrown to the back of the bus. Absolutely. I don't blame him either. I just keep seeing it, guys, because as we go through the show, I sit here and I refresh the Steeler news because you never know what's going to pop up. You don't know what's going to happen. Things change. It's the NFL. It's a constant news cycle, and there's things all the time going on. And I have seen now at least 20 articles while we've been on this show talking about that Mason Rudolph not being on board as much as we all would hope. Yeah. And that Micah Parsons thing is starting to gain some steam too. I put out a little show. So go check that out, guys, on the channel. A little couple-minute video of what Micah Parsons had to say, the negative things he had to say about TJ Watt. We're approaching an hour here, guys. We're getting moving through here on Super Sunday here on Mike Drop Sports, our live show. So we're rocking and rolling, guys. So anything else you guys want to talk about, hit it up. I'm going to start winding it down here soon. Anything else, Sean, that you would like to talk about?
Yeah, I would like to know everybody's score predictions for the Super Bowl today. Please put it in the comments so I can see.
Well, let's hear yours, Sean.
I say 31-28 Kansas City. Don't let my wife hear me. 31-28.
No, because she's a San Francisco fan.
Yeah.
Hey, Bay Area bosses, don't put crazy stuff like that, man. I ain't down for that kind of shit, man. Sorry. All right, Sean. What was your score again?
It's 31-28 Kansas City. And you know what? I never tried OxyContin, whoever left that comment. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, don't do that. That's not what we're about here. We're about cool stuff, hanging out, having fun. Don't put dumb stuff.
Talking football.
Yeah, we're talking football, not stupid shit like that. But anyway, 24K Lightning says San Francisco 27, Chiefs 24. Somebody put I love Taylor Swift's boyfriend. Yeah, Travis. Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? The Taylor Swift show. People say that's why the Chiefs made the Super Bowl. I think that's bullshit. I think they made it because they're good, but that's just me. My score prediction. The Kansas City Chiefs know how to win. They have the best defense I feel like they've ever had going into a Super Bowl. I think they're going up against the San Francisco 49ers team that is a complete football team. Deebo Samuels, Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy, an excellent offensive line, a good, solid defense. But that defense can be hurt, man. You saw the Detroit Lions go up against them and hang a bunch of points initially, and that could be a problem. And I think that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to overwhelm Brock Purdy and the 49ers early and jump on them early. And I think that the 49ers are going to fall just a little bit short on their comeback train this time. I don't think they're going to be able to do what they did to the Lions, to the Chiefs. And I think I'm going to be on board here 34-31 in a Super Bowl shootout. I think that's what it's going to be. 34-31, Kansas City wins, and Patrick Mahomes is Super Bowl 58 MVP with yet another stellar performance. JD, 35-31, 49ers. So we're about pretty close, JD, except for who we think's going to win. We'll have to see, guys. Make sure you go back in there and put later on, once the show has uploaded, put that in the comments so we can kind of keep track of these. That'd be pretty cool to go back and see what people had to say. So, all right, Sean, anything else here on Super Bowl Sunday that you would like to say before we get off about the Super Bowl, about life, anything? I don't care.
I hope everybody has a great day. Don't forget to hug your loved ones, spread the love, tell a joke, have a good laugh with your family, enjoy the game. That's what this is all about, especially if your team's not in the game. So all of us Steeler fans, we can watch this game stress-free and have a good day, and that's what I'm bringing to you. I'm wishing you all a very good day with lots of love and laughter. That's what I want to bring out.
No doubt. Hi, Maddie. I can say it. There you go. Hi, Maddie. Taylor Swift, 21. Usher, 14. Good one, man.
What's up, Maddie?
I like that. Hey, I wanted to ask you before we got off, Sean, what are you going to be eating? What kind of fish are you going to be eating tonight?
Ooh, okay. So we're going to eat some pananu. These are all Hawaiian names for fish, so I'm sorry if you don't understand. But we're going to have some pananu, some mullet, and man, I think that's our main fish for today. I killed several different species last night, but pananu, that's our main one. If you want to look it up, you can also look up uhu, U-H-U, uhu, Hawaiian fish. It's AKA a parrotfish, super tasty fish, light, delicate, moist meat. It's amazing, and that's what we're going to have today. I'm super excited. It's all fresh fish. It's never even been frozen, right out of the ocean last night. Super.
I'll probably be ordering takeout, bro. And you're eating all this fresh shit. And there I am.
yeah, man.
That's Taylor's vision. That's cool. Yeah, I'll be eating probably some damn takeout, bro, or some shit around the house. I don't know. I didn't really plan great for today. We had my son's basketball game, our youth basketball team, Mon Health basketball, 3rd and 4th grade with a big dub today. And they won 17-5 in a big defensive matchup. My boys only gave up one regular basket in regulation, and that was in the second half, and they only gave up 3 foul shots after that. We played monsters today. My boys were tough. So I just wanted to say, that I wanted to give my boys a little shout out. My Mon Health 3rd and 4th grade Cheat Lake youth basketball team, monsters. So, all right, guys, I concur with Sean. I want you guys to all have a great Super Bowl. Don't get smashed drunk and drive home. There's no excuse to do that nowadays. There's Uber and people will come get your ass. So don't do anything stupid like that. This is probably a bigger drinking holiday than the New Year's Eve anymore. So, don't be an idiot, dude. Stay at home or get a ride somewhere and don't be a dumbass. So that's my hopes for everybody. So, all right, Sean. All right, dude, we're about out, guys. Sean offering free lodging to anyone that wants to come to Hawaii. I need a vacation. There you go,
all right.
Sean.
Yeah.
Hey, you could run an Airbnb. You need to build a shed in your backyard, make it a mini house, and you need to rent that shit out, bro.
I have downstairs is all like a mother-in-law unit. I've been considering doing an Airbnb or something like that and have people come out. And then maybe, I'll take them out and show them some really cool places that they never, you can't find out here unless you're a local. But, it's an option. And, to answer one of the questions here, what's the best Super Bowl snack? One of my personal favorites is Little Smokies cooked up in that sauce that you cook up. And you got to have all your little toothpicks. And then, Little Smokies with a little bit of chips and dip. And then, of course, some cold beers and stuff. That's what I like to see on the table.
Yeah, no doubt, dude. I like those too. Those are beast. Hey, what was I gonna say? I like not buffalo chicken dip. Queso. I like that with a lot of jalapenos in it and a lot of spice, dude. That like Mexican dip and cheese type shit. Oh
Yeah.
my god, dude, that's my favorite, man, for sure. Dude, I'm about to run to the grocery store real quick. I got like an hour and a half to do some shit. My son and I went there after the game. My youngest son and I. He has an earache after his game. He had one before, but now he had an earache. But we ran over there and grabbed some little things. And damn, now I'm screwed. I didn't grab anything I should have. Or cheese curds? Hell no. Cheese curds suck, bro.
What?
You got to get
I love
cheese balls.
cheese.
Hot pepper cheese balls. I'm down for that. Hot pepper cheese balls. I'm down for that. But cheese curds, I can't do cheese curds, man. They're just a little bit too plain. I need that spice, you know?
When I lived in California, we were like 3 blocks from Rumiano Cheese Factory, and we used to go down and we get like the fresh bag of cheese curds, the pepper jack ones, and then my favorite bag of jerky to go with that. Whoo! I love that shit.
Hell yeah, dude. That'd be sick, man. I would do that. I love good cheese. I'm a cheese guy, man. We use a lot of cheese up in this house for sure. No doubt about it. Cheese is the way to go. If you don't put cheese on it, it ain't a meal for sure, man. What
Right.
else? So for you're eating fish, what does everybody else eat? Is there like a Super Bowl staple? Everybody just gets snacks or pizza or something? That's what I'm wondering. Is it buffalo wings? Is it like what the hell? You know, I need some ideas. That's what I'm saying. So put them in there. JD says I'm old fashioned pepperoni and cheese platter. I like that, dude. I like that shit, man. I like
Yeah.
veggie platters, man. Do you ever just chop up a bunch of vegetables, chop up like a JD saying, bunch of cheese, crackers, and shit like that, and just make a big platter and just sit there and nibble on that shit? Do you ever do that, Sean?
Absolutely, bro. Every year, and you got to have like
Oh yeah.
some celery with the peanut butter inside of it. Oh man, I love that stuff too, bro. Yes, you gotta
Yeah.
have the carrots, the ranch dip, the broccoli. You gotta have it all, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, this Maddie puts, do you think pineapple should belong on pizza? What's your thoughts? I'll give you mine after.
I live in Hawaii. Absolutely. Hawaiian style pizza. Let's do this. Yes.
I can't get on board with the fucking pineapple in there. Excuse my French, guys. That effing pineapple makes me gag.
Oh,
But anyway, I like pineapple, but not on pizza, not hot. Do
well,
you, Sean? Do you have pineapple growing around in the jungle and shit around your house that you can just go and pick shit?
bro, right in my backyard. I got pineapple growing right now. I got,
What
and it's
the
not,
hell?
yeah, it's not just regular pineapple. It's white pineapple. Look into it if you haven't heard it, because it tastes like cotton candy. It does not taste like what you guys are used to
Man,
on the mainland. It's a white meat, not yellow. And you know, on the yellow, the dull pineapples, that center core, the center of it,
yeah.
it's really hard. You can't really eat it. The white pineapple doesn't have that center core. You can eat the whole
Oh
thing.
shit.
And it doesn't have all the acidic stuff in it, so it won't bust up your tongue. Oh, bro.
Damn.
White pineapple is
Damn.
really that. If you don't know, now you know.
What other fruits do you have growing around you there in the jungle, Sean?
Papaya, avocado, mango. It's all growing right now. It's all falling off the trees right now. We got man, there's so much I can't even list it all. But right now, like lots
Damn.
of avocados are everywhere right now. The mangoes, papayas, pineapples, dragon fruit.
Oh,
You can grow anything out here. It all grows here, bro.
damn, man. You don't even have to go to the grocery store. Damn. Just go
Nope.
out and eat.
You
Like,
just go walk
damn,
the
I can
trail.
get on board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring it back with you when you go on hikes out here, because you bring back lots of fruit and veggies, bro.
Damn, I could get on board with like doing some fish dishes with like fruit and stuff. I think that's good for sure.
Yeah.
No ass. Come on, bro. Let me see something. I want to see before we can go. Put user in timeout for 30 minutes. There we go. He is now in timeout. I didn't know I could do that, guys. Nice. I put him in timeout. Now, hey, we put him at the bad boys table. Holy crap, Sean, will you please adopt me? Hey, you have a guy that wants you to be their dad, dude. He wants you to adopt him so he can come down and eat all that good ass food.
Hey, yeah. It comes with some chores, brother. You got to help me out on the property.
Put their ass to work for sure, no doubt. But damn, dude, you can do some nice stuff. You can go out there and cook some shit up, man, for sure. No doubt
Absolutely.
about it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy, man. So, guys, if we can ever grow the channel to be big enough, I'm going to go down there and I'm going to sit on the beach, and Sean and I are going to talk about the Steelers on the damn beach. That's what we're going to do for sure. One day. It's going to
Yeah.
happen. It's going
It
to
will
happen.
happen.
That's the goal.
I got you, bro. Like you say, you
No
want to
doubt.
come out here, you just let me know. I got you a place to stay and everything.
Hey, see, guys, I got the hookup. See, I do got the hookup. You guys are going to have to keep coming back and getting tight with Sean, so maybe you could get the hookup too. All
Absolutely.
right,
Yeah.
dude. No doubt. All right, we're gonna roll off here, guys. Again, we appreciate you guys so very much, man. I thank you so much, Sean. Thank you again for another great show. I love to have you on here, so thank you again, guys, for coming. And thank you, Sean.
Thank you,
Anything
brother.
else? Anything else? You good?
No, I'm good. Everybody have a great day. Thanks for having me. It's always a great time to be on here talking Pittsburgh Steelers or any kind of football at all with all of you
Yeah,
guys. Thank you.
yeah. I appreciate it. All right, guys, we're out of here. So thank you again. Peace out, and thank you, and thanks for watching Mike Drop Sports. Peace.
All
Later,
right.
Sean.
Later, Jason. Take care, everybody. Aloha.